This is VRoc. 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 Chops. This is VRoc. Chops.
Today's game is brought to you in part by WFMY News 2, the proud media partner of AMT Athletics. Aggies, check out the all-new Ford Fiesta at your Carolina Ford dealer, or win one by logging on to yourcarolinaford.com. It's a pretty big deal. Proximity Hotel is a preferred hotel sponsor of Aggie Athletics. Visit us on the Lee Valley Drive in Greensboro. Be sure to catch the exciting action of the men and women's basketball teams. Please support our Aggie men and Lady Aggies as they prepare for an exciting season. Don't miss any of the action. Today's game is brought to you in part by KFC. Kentucky Grilled Chicken is here. Taste the unfried side of KFC. Wary on the carry. Second down. Long on the keeper. Takes the ball across the 25. Down near the 23-yard line. Justin Farrell on the tackle. It'll be first and 10. The Bulldogs.
All right, welcome back, Chop Nation. Listen, we back with another one, and it's a special day because y'all know it's WCW, Women Chop Wednesday, and we have none other than Miss Laciana Muldrow, better known as Lace Marie or Lace the Hands, however y'all want to do it. So put your hands together for Miss Lacey. Give me a little drum roll for her. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing good. I can't complain. Can't complain at all. I appreciate you coming on.
Oh, it's no problem. No
So for
problem.
everybody that don't know, this is our first actual conversation outside of Facebook. So we're finna learn all of this together. For the people that do know her, I don't care. This ain't for you then. So cool. All right, we're gonna start with the same old standard questions that I start with every channel. So every interview. So for the people that don't know, what high school did you attend? And if you attended college, what college did you attend?
Okay, so as you can see, my sweatshirt, it has Tiger Nation on it. I attended Wilson High School here in Florence, South Carolina. And my college, I attended the South Carolina State University,
Okay.
where I joined Incorporated, Tau Beta Sigma, and Snare Sci-Fi.
Cool. All right, we're gonna jump to listen. My high school is a Tiger also, so we kind of related.
Oh,
No, we're not.
Okay.
You got some yellow in there. We got gold. So like, listen, we almost there. Cool.
Yeah, we got purple, gold, and white. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Well, we black and gold. That's all we got.
Okay.
Cool. Whitehaven High School and put that in there. Whitehaven High School, Memphis, Tennessee. All right, so let's go on to this next one. What is your favorite drum movement, and why do you consider that to be your favorite?
Shoot. If I had to pick Man, I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to you. Like, I actually don't have a favorite
Okay.
because I have more than one that I like to play. So I mean, it varies between maybe like you can never go wrong with a good paradiddle.
Okay.
Well, just really 16th notes altogether. You can never go wrong with 16th notes. You can never go wrong with triplet meters. Paradiddle diddles, I really like those a lot.
Yeah.
I like a lot of inverted and hybrid rudiments.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, like some things I may play, it just it could be all over the place. So
Yeah.
I just like to explore my options with things, but it's very hard to pick a favorite
Favorite.
rudiment. I have no idea. Like it's a broad range, so I don't know.
All right. So listen, just for content purposes, we're gonna use the paradiddle and the paradiddle diddle. Is
Yeah.
that cool?
Let's go with paradiddle. Let's say buzz paradiddle diddle. Let's go with that because I like.
Okay. Put a little spice on it. It's all good. Spice it on up. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So, most drummers we kind of have the same story, but we know if everybody don't have it. So we got to make sure we get it right on the money. What was that moment for you when you knew that, hey, I want to play drums. This is what I want to do. What was that moment for you?
Well, the way I can explain this story is I've literally been drumming since the age of 2.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people, some people know, some people don't know, but I'm 2 years old in the kitchen pulling out pots and pans. And some people can say, yeah, they started the same way, but like, and kudos to everybody who has started that way. But I pulled out my grandmother's pots and pans. I knew not to get forks or knives. That was the thing about it. Like I knew to get spoons. Like nobody was handing me this stuff, but I knew to get spoons because of the surface on the spoon. It gave me more sound. So I knew to do that, and I knew how to set the pots up around me when I was 2. So I was like, shoot, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm finna bang. So I was just banging. And then as I'm banging, I get older, and before my grandmother passed away, she got me a single little toy snare drum, and my parents got me an electric kit, and then I moved up from the electric kit to they said it was a full set. So I really don't know how to answer that question as far as like when I knew.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of like second nature to me, just like or not even second nature, just first nature, I would say, because I grew up, watching my Sheila E tapes. You know what I'm saying? Like I've always idolized her, so I grew up in front of the TV like most kids outside playing.
Yeah.
But you know what? Let's say that most kids outside playing, I'm inside glued to the TV.
Yeah.
Willingly playing or mimicking, you know what I'm saying, what Sheila E was doing, playing like the same as that drum beat she's playing. I mean, so as far as drum set, I knew when I was that kid that wouldn't go outside. I did occasionally, but most of the time I was in here.
Yeah. Right.
Like, drumming.
Yeah.
And I've always had that same work ethic since, I was a kid. And then when I got on snare drum, before Drumline came out, I was into it. But when Drumline did come out, then it turned into me being glued to my TV watching the movie every day.
Yeah.
Learning it word for word, learning it beat for beat. So, I mean, and that same thing just applies to not just drumming, but like my musical abilities as well when I'm singing and, producing and kind of thing like that. So, that's when I knew. When I was that kid that didn't want to go to this function, this birthday party, like ain't want to go outside to play, and I'm inside. That's when I knew.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, this is it. Like this, I don't care about all that. I want to do this. So
yeah, for sure. That's how I was. I was like I said, I didn't pick drums. Drums picked me. So gotcha.
Exactly. And I feel like that's the way to go with that phrase because like if you picking something, you gotta find something you're interested in. But when when you meet it halfway, it's just a different level of passion and dedication that you have towards it. So I definitely concur with that.
Yeah. My boy DG, he did an interview a couple weeks ago. He said he started doing the same. A lot of people did, but he still has his pots and pans that his first pots and pan set.
Oh, that's lit.
His mom, he said his mom gave him those when he was when he got older. So yeah, he said he still has to start the starter kit pots and pans that he started when he was little. So
yeah, I wish. It was long ago. I wish,
Yeah,
but
I said the same thing. I know. I told my grandparents coffee table that they had. So that was my thing. So cool. So what's one of your favorite drum memories? Whether it's playing Teaching, um, acting, because I know a little bit. I did a little research. So, what's one of your favorite? Whatever it is, if it's multiple, you know what I'm saying?
One of my like hands down, I would definitely say the time when I heard those people tell me, because we had numbers, we had an index card, and they wrote our numbers on there as far as like who made what, who made the starting lineup for the official drumline cast for the movie Drumline. And I had it set in my head that I didn't get picked because I'm from South Carolina. Ain't nobody pick me from South Carolina.
Yeah.
Like that's I'm saying, that's unheard of. So when they did call my number, when they said 80I, I was like, oh well, guess that means I'm going home. But they had to like tell me, it's like, Lace, like listen to what I'm saying to you. You're on the line.
Yeah.
And I literally was startled. I was just, it was mind boggling because I was like, there's no way. Because the process of me and how I got there, I was still startled from the time I left from Florence, unexpectedly getting on the road at 12 midnight just to get in Atlanta before 7 a.m.
Yeah.
It wasn't even technically meant for me to go. I didn't. Well, at the time when I knew I knew that it wasn't technically meant for me to go because I was only gonna go to support somebody else that asked me to ride with them. So, when that happened, it was just mind-boggling because it was a spiritual thing. And I knew that it was because, I go to church, but, I'm not like deeply integrated into the Bible. I'm a devoted Christian now, but I don't, what I'm saying?
I get it.
Word for word. But when that happened for me, it just was a different kind of feeling. Like you just couldn't explain it. And still, you see to this day, I still cannot explain it. I know that it was biblical, but when you look at when you was at nothing and you know what I'm saying, it's the definition of one day you can have nothing, the next day you can be blessed with your life changing. And that is really what it was. So to live that and to be able to say that, it's just mind boggling. It's a definite testament, So that for me, and it was Mother's Day. So yeah, my mom, my dad, my sister, we all went down there. And we knew the struggles of it. So it was just mind boggling for all of us. We were like, what? Nobody else knows the story behind it but us. But yeah, that moment for me, man, I met so many people. I'm sitting here looking at Nick Cannon, and I remember saying I always wanted to meet him because I idolized him from the movie Drumline. And when I found he walked up to me and shook my hand, it was just things like that, I'm like, how did I get here? So that moment right there, it goes down in history. Like that moment was so iconic because from that moment, that's what allowed me to get to where I am today. Like that gateway was right there. I took it and went with it. My students that I teach, my favorite moment with my students, I would say it was definitely with my kids that came in 2019. I had 16 kids. I remember that I had like one student came, no, two students came back. The rest of them had graduated in 8. So like when those two came back, I hosted a drum clinic. Bannerit was like, I really want you to do a drum clinic. I said, okay. So I hosted it. And like we had like literally 14 kids to come out to the drum clinic. And like there is, here it's uncommon. So when we did it, and it was the first annual drum clinic, in the history of school. So we did it. That's when I first met 14 kids. And those 14 kids turned into my 16 rebels, my 16 reborn rebels. So like teaching them, and they still in the drumline today, but teaching them, like, man, that's some great kids. So we done heart to hearts. We done, they done shed a lot of tears. I ain't do no tears, but we did shed tears. We had amazing moments, and to see them go to, places like Talladega College in March, and then South Carolina State University to March. Seeing my other one go to Francis Marion University, and seeing my other student that graduated, he's gigging and stuff like that around here. So just to see those kids, with smiles on their faces, knowing that they can come to Drumline because they understand it and it understands them. That's what keeps me running.
So. I get it. I promise I do. It's definitely keep me going where I'm going. Even teaching at Whitehaven. So because every year for the last 4 years I've been like, this is my last one. Actually 2017 was supposed to be my last year. Psych! I said my little cousins graduate. I'm gonna go ahead and move on up, but another class come in and
that's like hard because that's what I'm at when I'm like, okay, because I said I was going to be gone after 2018, and then those kids came in 2019. I'm like, yo, like these some grand kids. I worked with them. We worked hard over the summer, like months. Drilling them. we going. I'm getting to work 8 o'clock in the morning. I ain't getting home till 8 o'clock at night because our rehearsal goes from 3:45 p.m. to 8 p.m. So you know what I'm saying? I'm sitting here and we practicing that hard, and so it just becomes harder. And then you got another batch of kids to come in. They add, and that's where I am right now. Like I got 6 new kids who are, a part of the line right now with my other people that were already there. And then we got the upcoming clinic coming up next month at the end of April, the 29th through May 1st. And so now, you know what I'm saying, I'm expecting more kids. So it's going to be like another hard pill to swallow. Like, now when do I leave? You know, because I already been for years now. So it's a hard pill to swallow. You become like attached.
Yeah, I understand. I get it completely. I seen people going through transition, leaving the school and all that. It's never easy. I know.
It's really.
You were speaking about the movie. One of my old guys, my little bro Keenan, he was in. He did the Get On Up movie, so he was kind of saying the same thing. Like he went down with no expectations, and when he got he was shy. Like what? You know what I'm saying? So he was like, that was a surreal moment for him.
Yeah. And every single one of them is like that still for me. I'm like, how? Yeah. When you think it can't get any bigger, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger, so yeah.
Cool. This is the last little question we have. What is your biggest takeaway lessons that you have learned from your playing career, from you playing, that you are using now, where you are now, as you teach, record everything that you're doing? What can you take from your experiences growing up, learning the rope, going through the ranks, and what you're doing with those things now?
Well, when you're coming up as a female in a drumline, a female doing something that's just really, I guess, abnormal that most guys do, like a lot of women look at that as, oh well, I can't do this. I'm not allowed to do this. Or okay, well, I won't last doing this. They'll allow the masculinity of a man to dictate what they cannot do in a feminine way, as a woman. Like, oh, you got to be hard, you got to be this, you know what I'm saying? And some women take that, and not discriminate, because I don't discriminate against anybody, but some women literally take that literally, and they think to themselves like, okay, well, all right, so I got to be hard. So literally they become like, they start to act like a guy or dress like a guy, you know what I'm saying? And, growing up, my mom, my dad, they always told me like, no matter what you do, keep your femininity. They'd be like, my mom used to be like, I go to church as a little girl. She'd be like, all right, you going to church to play your drums, but you need to make sure you put on some heels. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I was going, some flats. I'm like, what I'm going in, so she like, it don't matter. Like, go in there, keep your sticks in your purse, keep your heels on. And when I was a little girl, I'm like, this so OD. When I got older, I was like, that was a life lesson. Because as a woman, when you keep your femininity doing stuff, it's just a different level of respect that a lot of people have towards women. And so we just get a lot of backlash for that, like as a woman playing, whether it be snare, cymbal, bass, tenor, or quint, it's just, you can get that, whether it's drum set or whatever, even with teaching, it's just, a lot of people look at it like, oh, women can't teach. Like a woman can't be a instructor. and that's actually inaccurate because it's all in your learning and your learning ability. It's all in like how you interpret things, is how you approach things. So when it comes to being a woman, I would definitely say, like, if I had to give advice to somebody, is I tell people all the time, like, as a woman, don't let society drive you away from your drive, because it can you if you're not careful, it can get in your head and really settle in there, and then you think to yourself like, well, I ain't gonna really do this. I'm not gonna further it. I'm not gonna try to practice. I'm not gonna ask for no help. Nobody ain't gonna want to help me. You're feeding negative energy into your system. And what I'm saying, the world does enough of that already towards mankind in general. So, I would definitely say, like, when you want something, you gotta be hungry for it.
Yeah.
You gotta be hungry for it. Like, you gotta work hard. It's gonna take countless amount of hours. It's gonna seem like you're getting nowhere. You're gonna feel stuck. But, and that's why that said that situation is surreal to me, because I felt like I was stuck for years. You know what I'm saying? And so when I felt like I was stuck like that, I would just be like, you gotta find a way.
Yeah.
And me finding that way was out of nowhere. Here it was, I was on a big screen. So you gotta stay fast with things. It's worth it.
Yeah.
Because you never know, that moment's gonna drop in your lap, so.
Yeah, I said I was speaking to Asia. Well, she was actually the first WCW Women Chop Wednesday we did. I was asking that question: why don't we see more females being percussion instructors? Because percussion is a male dominant,
It is.
field, and like even with her, like she does construction, which is another male dominant, what I'm saying, industry. So her being able to withstand, so she said playing drums kind of prepared her for where she is now, and being able to, tussle or whatever, go through those emotions of being, female, being a minority in a particular field. So, I commend all women, all females that play drums. I've had a couple of to play for me. So, I understand. But actually I have a lot now since working with Kahoma. I have a lot of girls that come through there just about every year or so.
I'm elated to even know that, a lot of girls are coming forward now, because when a girl or a woman, when they see somebody that's just like them or similar to them, like, they know, oh, it's a girl doing this, or it's a woman. Then they feel it's okay, it's comfortable now for them to, step into that light. And I've had a parent tell me that with her daughter. She was like, my daughter was so scared. She was, she said, no, I don't want to do this because they talk about me, they do this and that. And so she was like, she started watching clips of me, and she was like, you gave my daughter that confidence that she lacked for years. And when she watched you and she saw from the start of where you were all the way up until now, she was like, that literally. So I finally met that little girl in person.
Yeah.
And I was able to talk to her. And so, like, she ended up actually going forth and marching in the drum line.
Oh, cool.
You know what I'm saying? It meant a lot to me for her to even do that, or take my words of wisdom and use them. It's just an intimidating factor that some women have. And it's natural. You just got to overcome it. It's a matter of literally taking that step. So, yeah.
Yeah, cool, man. Cool. Yeah, you definitely an inspiration to a lot of young girls, I'm sure. So cool. Yeah, so we're going to jump to the very beginning. We're going to talk about it. Let me hit on that last little point, being inspirational, and then Drumline 2 movie that you was in, kind of being, centered around a female. So
I got you.
But we'll go into that one later. So
okay. I'm watching.
Let's start at the top. Let's start going into 9th grade. 9th to 10th grade year. What was those years like? Being in the band in 9th, 10th grade. What year did you go into high school?
I went into high school in 2006. Came out in 2010.
Okay, so you went in when I left. So going in 2006, what was that time like? You know what I'm saying? Going in, being the new girl on the block, and going through these growing pains, and then what was your I've arrived moment? When do you think that a moment happened for you?
Okay, so when I first went into the line, it was crazy because the band director down here, I don't know if they do it like that, like in other places, but like the band director at the high school will go to the elementary school and teach over there. Like, I knew of him. Shout out to Mr. Henderson, Roger Henderson, best band director ever now. So when I transitioned from middle school to, it's crazy. I don't even remember the middle school band director. That's sad. But when I transitioned from 8th grade to 9th grade, I got over there, and people in high school knew of me because we started. Me and Bivens Elliott, we started a drum line at our elementary school. We never had one there, so we were the first to start that. And then we got to Williams, which was our middle school, and there was nothing there either. So we started that over there. So going into high school, I got over there, and I didn't want to do band. I didn't want to do drumline because I was already accustomed to them. So when I got over there, like the people in the drumline from the high school, they wanted me in the drumline. I was like, nah. Mr. Henderson, he was like, why don't you get in the drumline? Why don't you do this? And I was just like, I don't know. He was like, I'll tell you what, just come out. Just come out. I came out to rehearsal, and that first day I went out there, I continuously went.
Yeah.
And
that's the trick. That's how they trick you. Let's come check it out. You ain't gotta do nothing. Just check it out.
It was like it was a big welcome. It was a big welcome because there had never been a female on snare in the history of the school. So I didn't even know that until like later because I was focused on it. So I went there and I started marching, and I mean, we did some iconic things my freshman year, and then that went into year after year after year. I became section leader. It was 08. So I was section leader in 08, and then from there, going into college, got there, did some things, but that definitely built my confidence with me just going, out there. And when I first played, I thought it was gonna be difficult because I did not play, with the correct grip.
Yeah.
I played with the correct grip, but I played the opposite way.
Right hand, yeah.
Yeah, so I played every single thing that they were playing
backwards.
Yeah. Yeah. So they were like, can we get you to switch it over? Can you try? It felt awkward, but then I started getting the hang of it. So like I liked it. It was a good transition.
I like most people that start out playing, because they're especially they're right-handed, that's their dominant hand. So by them, seeing that hand out there, that made it was super, super comfortable for them to use the right playing like this. So I get it. And so you said you the first snare drum in your school history. I have a young lady now. She plays bass drum. Shout out to Layla. Her name is Layla Bass. BASS. So it's spelled like bass. I call it Layla Bass. But she's the first, to my knowledge, she's the first female bass drum we've had at Whitehaven High School.
Okay, well shout out to you, Layla. I want to give you a personal shout out because that's lit.
Yeah. And she'll be the section leader next year, Layla.
Oh shoot.
On the bass drum. So okay. She'll find out if she watched it. If you watch this, you'll find out. But yeah. But yeah, she's the first one. And she was so dead. When I remember when I met her in middle school, and she was so energetic and all that. And then she came last year, her freshman year, and she held on and did her thing, and very, very, she was going. My girls, every young lady I have are for some reason they're stronger. Females they're stronger for me. You know what I'm saying?
A lot more. It's kind of like we got a point to prove, not somewhat to other people, but more so to ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you going in there, you don't want nobody to call you soft. You know what I'm saying? Because you're a female, like you know what I'm saying. You got to go in there with some tough skin. So I think it's just a natural wall we put up. We be like, what I'm saying, like yo, like all right, what I'm saying. Don't try to like that. Not literally, but mentally we are. So yeah.
Because the girls are pushed way. It doesn't even throughout the band. The girls will go harder than the fellas, man. Them boys be getting soft as tissue. So I get it. So what was your moment when you feel like, hey, I've arrived, going from 19th grade or whatever you felt like, yeah, y'all know I'm here now. So, so what was that moment for you?
I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like high school went by quickly.
Yeah.
I wasn't really too much focused on my high school stuff. But when I got to college, because I didn't want to go to college to march or nothing. My band director, he was like, why don't you try to, let's go ahead and get you auditioning, for some schools and stuff. I'm like, I wanted to go to Florida State University. I was accepted. I just didn't have the funding to go at the time because it if you know about Full Sail University, you know, like you're paying, you know what I'm saying? You pay it's worth your money, but
Yeah.
at the time, you know, I'm like getting out of high school, you know, you had to have a lot of scholarships for that. So long story short, I go to state, and when I get over there, you know, I got in and I decided to go there. I got in and you got upperclassmen. You know how it goes. You got upperclassmen.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody on the snare line but guys.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody but dudes. And I'm just on the snare line. I'm quiet naturally, so I'm on snare line. Like I'm just sitting here at attention.
Yeah.
People coming in. I'm playing the cadences. You know what I'm saying? That. And they like. I remember this dude was beside me. He cool now. You know, because we bros. We you know we both bongos, but still beside me. He was like, "Hey, you need to tighten up."
Yeah.
And I knew I wasn't tripping. I was just like, bro, I know he ain't telling me to tighten up. And he's going like trash, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't say nothing because, you know, you can't because you know, position and you're a first year student.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to, you crabbing. So, you know, I'm sitting here. Later on that evening, people just saying little stuff just to get up underneath my skin. I'm hot headed at the time. So I'm like, all right, you know, I'm chilling. I never show emotion like that on my face. So I just kept pushing. But that year, like, by the time I became a sophomore,
Mm-hmm.
oh, not even sophomore year. By the time I hit, when I joined Bongo Brothers Incorporated, when I pledged, when I got, when I became section leader in 2014, because that was also the year that I did both Tau Beta Sigma and Bongo Brothers in the same year. When I became both, you know, when I became representative of both, it was a huge level of confidence that I gained because after you join Bongo Brothers and you getting all this inner strength, but then you Tau Beta Sigma, you finding your inner beauty. So I had strength and inner beauty combined at once, and like it just gave me so much more wisdom. So at that point, I felt like, you know, I've arrived mentally.
Mm-hmm.
Not at now, I can tell you this, not at any time have I ever felt like, oh, I'm gonna walk around the room and feel like I have arrived. I'm gonna feel like, oh, I'm that person.
Yeah.
I don't believe in doing that because I'm just a very humble person. I never walk around. I mean, if anybody that knows me, they know, like, if you want to know something, you just going to have to ask me.
Yeah.
For me, I'll never tell a person, you know, well, you know, I was a part of this. I never do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm lax, I'm chill. I'm very grateful for everything I've done, but, you know, I'm just extremely humble in what I have done. And I, you know, believe in, you know, just capitalize on it when people know they know, you know, and you continue to move forward and gain more gigs and multiply that resume. So that's me, you know. So yeah, I would definitely say that. Yeah, that's the best example I would give it at.
Yeah, I get you. I get you. So we would have jumped on into college. Let me ask you. I know you mentioned one other school that you were interested in. You eventually marched at South Carolina State. Were there any other schools that you possibly thought about attending? And what made you finally make the decision to attend South Carolina State?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, because I always grew up. Our drumline used to play a whole lot of. We played a mixture of cadences at the time, but like our drumline, we met North Carolina A&T in person, and I was young at the time, and I just saw nothing but entertainment. So I would be like, "Yo, they fire!" Like that looked appealing to me. You know what I'm saying? I like to have fun when I'm playing. I like to move around when I'm playing, and so like, you know, they tried to recruit me. You know, at like one of the band competitions I think we were at, and they tried to recruit me, and I found out, you know, that they didn't really give scholarships out like that unless you were a section leader. I was like,
done.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, I probably would have went to A&T had they given me a scholarship. But see, I also looked at out of state tuition.
Yeah.
But I probably would have ended up going there, if it weren't for that. But yeah, like I just, you know, South Carolina State was more affordable for me, being able to in state.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to, you know, put a lot of debt or stuff on that, like that on my parents at the time, you know, when I was in school. But I was just like, I'm gonna just, you know, rock out with state, you know. And I honestly, I didn't even really want to go. Like I ain't gonna lie, I never even heard of the drumline. I never heard of the drumline. I had never seen the school like that. I was like, what? Where's the school at? I didn't know anything about it. But I ended up going, and then when I got there, I remember crabbing, and I got tired of just the stupidity. Yeah. And I was frustrated. I was like, Mom, like, Dad, come pick me up because I'm not finna. This is stupid. I was like, this is so stupid. I'm tired of waking up early in the morning. I'm practicing all night long. We practicing until literally 2 o'clock in the morning. Be right back up by 4 in the morning. I'm tired of it. But then, I taught myself, I was like, you ain't finna do this. You finna finish this out. Like, you ain't finna go out sad like that. You ain't finna quit. And I stuck with it. And I'm glad I stuck with it. Because when you a bongo, like, there's no other bond, you know what I'm saying, that I would ever give up.
Mm-hmm.
I would never, denounce my letters. I would never do that. So, I'm very grateful that I, joined Bongo Brothers Incorporated because I met some amazing, men and women of that organization. And we've done some amazing things as an organization, chopping. And it's just a lot of things, the older clips of us, when we played, we put in so much work, it's just a different level of respect that I even still have for my organization. So that right there is what kept me grounded. When I first got there and I saw how tightly knit together they were, I was just like, how you taking 14 snares and everybody sound like one snare?
Yeah.
And when you're a percussion instructor, you already know, you know what I'm saying, like that take work to do that. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna stick around. So I stuck around.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm grateful because shout out to Bongo.
Yeah, shout out to South Carolina State. Shout out to y'all, man. So while you went to South Carolina State, did the drumline opportunity come while you were in school, or was it something after? Okay, so cool. So that turned out to be a blessing in disguise, not knowing down the road. So
it happened in 2014. Everything happened that year. That was like the glory.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So 14 was your year.
Everything happened. I was a member of Bongo. I was a member of Tau Beta Sigma, and then that summer is when I got that call. Go head down there. So when I went, it just turned into now I'm on a big screen. Then that following year, I was on another project, which was the quad, and then and then after that, I want to say it was 16, 17, like I think 19 was J. Cole. So 19 was J. Cole, and I got the call for. Actually, Coachella happened before J. Cole, but I had to turn that down so I can get my degree. I was so upset. And then J. Cole, and then it was I got invited to go to Montel Jordan's church and play for him. Okay. And I stayed for the sake of my kids and the drum line because they were nervous. It was their first time playing at a football game by themselves. So I stayed. And then the most recent gig is Marvel's The Falcon and the Winter Soldier that just dropped last night on Disney Plus. So like. That year just made everything just
snowballed on there. Look, we got a lot to talk about there.
Next year at the Smith County Memorial Center. More information about this day and what will happen. Go to www.ssu.edu. And now, quick recognition to the senior manager for Woodward and Michigan State University, John Sanchez from Tennessee.
So we're gonna let's see. Let me get one story in school. What was one of your favorite football games? The most, the game that you got to get ready for. What was it?
Okay, the game I had to get ready for.
The section as a whole, like this is the game for us. For Tennessee State, it was Jackson State, and I think vice versa. We kind of.
Well, for us, our rival is North Carolina A&T.
Okay.
Bongo versus Coldsteel. So. All them games, we just got ready. Like, and then, get ready for the gym battles too. Like that stuff it hit on a different level. So yeah, it was always that. Yeah.
Cool. All right. So let's go into Drumline 2. Let's talk about that process. I know we kind of, we were hitting on it a little bit, but let's walk it down. How did you hear? Let's see. How did you hear about it? what was the audition process? Keenan walked me through his. He said he
Mhm.
had about 4 or 5 different things he had to do, and then you gave your reaction to it, but I'm saying a little bit more out, and then the actual shooting of the movie. How was that experience?
Okay, so like I said, it was an indirect thing.
Mhm.
Drumline. There was a person I was supposed to go with, and he was going to audition for it. But before he even contacted me, I literally, you know how you can see things pop on like social media. I saw it on Facebook.
Mhm.
I scrolled past it, and I was like, you just on your phone, you just
Yeah.
going. I'm like, that jump fake. You know, I'm just like, man, they lying. Like they ain't finna pick nobody for that. Like this is rigged. They got this thing set up. So I scrolled past it. A few weeks later, somebody tagged me in that same post. I'm like,
Mhm.
I already done seen this, but I ain't said nothing. I just overlooked it. So the third time was me getting a phone call from this individual, and he calls me. He was like, "What's good, sis?" I was like, "What's up?" He's like, "I was trying to see if you want to ride down to Atlanta with me if you could or whatever, because I'm going to go audition for this casting." And I was like, "For a casting?" I said, "What casting?" He was like, "Yeah, they coming out with second part of the Drumline." He was like, "I'm trying to hop on that." And at this point in time, I'm like, "Yo, I know I'm not hearing this junk again about the same casting call." So, so I was like, okay. I said, I'll ride with you down there. I was like, but I'm not auditioning. I was like, I'll go and, support or whatever. He was like, all right, well, that's cool. I said, okay. So he's like, I'll be there. Because it was graduation time. So I'm leaving. I'm packing up the room. You're ready to come back down here to Florence. So I get back down here. He was like, I'm going to come and pick you up the next day, which was that I forgot which day it was, but he came. Well, he was supposed to come, and I kept calling to see where he was. And it was something about car trouble. And next thing you know, early morning turned into late afternoon turned into night. And it take 4 hours to get from here to Atlanta.
Mhm.
So I was like, yeah, that's just a nah. Like that's in a hole. So I ain't worrying about it. And I wasn't worrying about it no way because I'm like, I ain't going to audition anyway. I was just gonna ride down there. But I
Yeah.
get a call from Chubb. Shout out to Chubb. Um, his real name is Deodric Jackson. So when I get a call from Chubb, and he was actually part of the first movie Drumline,
Mhm.
and was over at South Carolina State for a little bit of time too, doing some teaching there as an instructor. So Chubb calls me. He's like, "Please tell me you down here." And now that I say that, I literally don't know how Chubb knew I was coming down there because I never called Chubb and told him, "Hey, I'm coming down there." I never really do that.
Yeah.
So now I'm thinking about, I don't know how he found out, but so he calls me and I'm like, "No, I'm not down there. I'm still in Florence." He like, "Lace, I need for you to get here."
Mhm.
He was like, the role for the movie is a female that's playing the snare part.
Yeah.
I need to get down here. And literally, I'm sitting on the couch. Mama's on the other side. My dad in the room, he sleep. My sister sleep. I'm the only one up, and ain't no man sitting in this room right here.
Yeah.
Ain't no man sitting in this room.
Yeah.
So while he on the phone in this ear, over here, I hear a man's voice tell me get up and go. And I knew that our car at the time, it wasn't, our tires on the car at the time wasn't the best.
Right.
We'd rather have had other tires on the car just to take it on the interstate.
Mhm.
So my dad, he's not easily, intrigued by stuff. So, but that night, I woke my mom up. I was like, "Mom, I gotta go." And it's about like a good 11:30 or
Yeah.
whatever. It's like 11. So she was like, "What's going on?" So I said, I can't explain right now. I was like, I just know I have to go. So I was
Mhm.
like, I'll call my cousins or whatever. I'll see if they can take me, but I gotta find a ride to get to Georgia right now.
Mhm.
So she go in the room. She talked to my dad. My dad was like, "Let's go." I,
Mhm.
and that I'm just like, usually he never says that. So we get on the road. We get there. Didn't have a place to sleep at first. Everything was booked. We slept in the car. I didn't have a place to wash up. None of that. So I had to wash up in the bathroom at McDonald's.
Mhm.
In what part of Georgia was that? I don't remember. Lithonia. It was in
Okay.
Lithonia, Georgia. That
Okay.
McDonald's. I went in there, got myself, cleaned myself up and all that. Went to the audition, and we got there. When I tell you, it was so many people at the audition.
Yeah.
It had to be a good 700 people.
Wow.
You gotta think like it had been like 12 years
Since the first one.
since the first one.
Yeah.
So everybody like, oh, I'm finna hop on this. So I'm out there. I'm like, bro, it's so many people out here. So they going through process of elimination, and I'm up there, and it's me. I think about 3 other girls that was there for snare.
Yeah.
All women. The drumline section was just filled with people, and I go out there, and you had to have a prepared piece.
Mm.
I did not have one because remember I told you I didn't plan on auditioning.
Right.
But at this point, I'm walking by faith, not by sight, not even knowing I'm doing that because I never understood that fully, like what that meant.
Yeah.
So I went there and we had to do a little, we had to learn the cadence. I learned that. The next day was the second and last day of auditioning.
Mm.
I literally, when I tell you I stepped on the stage, like I said, I didn't have nothing prepared. I was freestyling.
Yeah.
I was just, what I'm saying, going ham. Imagine your nerves kicking in. So when you freestyling, your nerves kicking in, you can mess up. So
yeah,
I got up there and I just pieced things together and got it behind me. We sat in the audience and I seen so many people get sent home. They like, call your number, sit on the right. If I don't call your number, stay where you sitting at. All these people on the right, I'm thinking they done got selected. It's like a good 300 people sitting over here to the right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming out. Y'all have a great day.
Yeah.
Not to move forward. I was like, what? So it's my first time ever even auditioning for anything. So I'm sitting there. Then they called my number, the remaining numbers, and they told us, they was like, all right, so if I called your number, you're gonna be on this side. If you're on this side, you're North Carolina A&T, well, you're the Atlanta A&T drumline, and then on this side you'd be Morris Brown, basically.
Yeah.
So, like it was just surreal for me. Like on set was surreal, even more surreal because you seeing all these cranes and cameras where you looking up in the air and you seeing them on the running by, you seeing like the push, the dolly, you seeing all that kind of stuff with people sitting on the chair with the camera and they moving, slow. You seeing all that, people with the holsters on them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was a stunt double because that's when it was like, you want to know if you want to do the stunt double position or if you want to be in Morris Brown line. I was like, man, I'm about to do stunt double position. They was like, well, you can't be seen on camera.
Just the hands.
Just the hands would be seen. So I was like, well, shoot, I'm finna, So I did that, and luckily, like the production crew and the director, shout out to Billy Woodruff, wanted to put me in other scenes to where I was seen as an extra.
Awesome, yeah.
As an extra in some of the background scenes on top of hands being seen in the scene. So, like it was just phenomenal. Like I'm sitting here walking past and I'm looking at D Woods from Danity Kane back in the day with P. Diddy. I'm looking at LaToya Luckett, and her manager. Like I'm looking at the two of them. I'm looking at Mario Van Peebles. I'm looking at Lisa Arndale, Tigger, and D Ray, and Nick Cannon. So many people there. I'm like, there's no way I'm around all these people.
Yeah. What was the filming at for the football scene? What was that location? Because it seemed like I've seen it before.
It was at Clark. We were at Clark.
Okay, Clark. Okay, cool. That's what's up. Yeah, that's what's up. How was those production days for you? Like, how long were they?
Man, you talking 12-hour, 14-hour days.
Yeah. See, I like to throw my little. I did a movie myself. I did a little movie scene, and it was long. I did Brian Banks. You ain't gonna see me. You ain't gonna see me in the movie, but I was there though. When the football scene in high school, they filmed it at Whitehaven, so I like to throw my little resume on there. They don't even know my name probably, but it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, that one day we shot, it was long. It was sun up to sundown, so I understand. I like that. Cool. So so after Drumline, your next phase, the next thing you got to do was the TV show, right?
Yeah, the Quad. Mm-hmm,
so how was that? How was it? 1 season, 2 seasons? I can't remember. And how was that experience?
It was definitely, I know for a fact, a good 2 seasons. I want to say maybe possibly 3, but they ended up discontinuing the show for other circumstances that we probably won't find out about.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think they probably got rid of the show because it started revealing a little too much. And also a few misconceptions of HBCUs.
Yeah.
Some of that stuff is just non-factual. So I think that's what that stemmed from. But definitely, the Quad was definitely, every single thing I've been on was just amazing. And when I got over there, you meeting people, I can't even think his name, but you meeting people that you see it on other films, and you just like, hey, like word, that's what's up. I didn't know he was gonna be in this film with us. So just to know that you're a part of that film with these other actors and actresses in this same film that you're in is just big to me. So we sitting there, and the director Rob Hardy, he attended FAMU.
Okay.
He also knows Don Roberts, like, and major shout out to Don Roberts. Like that man, he deserves a Grammy.
Yeah.
Like that man is phenomenal. Like he's the reason, behind, allowing me to, still, prevail when it comes to the industry. So
Yeah.
it's big ups for me. But yeah, like Rob Hardy was the person to work on that project. He's Rainforest Films. So seeing them out there direct that, and we in the scene, and I'm going through hair and makeup again.
Yeah.
I'm going through hair and makeup again or whatever. And they sitting up here, I got my whole sleeve done. They like, oh my God. So luckily,
It
I
worked
put
out.
a uniform on.
Yeah.
And so it covered up everything, but everything was lit because we did a dance routine and all that good stuff.
Yeah, cool. So let's speak on the J. Cole. So what was the actual details into the J. Cole situation? What was that all about?
First off, it was freezing.
Okay.
Like we get out there, and it's me and maybe like two other girls. One of them names her name is Whitley. The other one, her name is Tomorrow. So shout out to y'all too. But everybody else, Nadir was out there. I mean, Honesty was out there. My sister TC was out there. Like all us met again because we remember each other from Drumline. So, like, when we met out there, we waiting. It's like a good 2 hours.
Yeah.
The bus pull up, or the van pull up.
Okay.
Out there, getting we get in the van, we riding. Promise you, we riding for like a good hour and a half. Seemed like, and we in Georgia. Yeah. Don't know where we went to.
Yeah.
In the middle of nowhere. Like they found a spot that was in the middle of nowhere. So we go out there, and we in the woods. We don't even know where we driving to. We just in the woods. We go out there, we park the van, we get out, we go inside the cabin. Like the cabin scene that was in the video.
Yeah.
Cabin that we were in. So we go inside the cabin, and I'm like, yo, it's cold. It gets colder and colder that night. So they like, all right, get your instruments. We're gonna practice the dance routine. So we start listening to the song like Middle Child because he had just dropped it. So I was like, it gotta be this song he doing. So we start listening to the song, and we go out there, and they're like, all right, let's go outside. I walk out the door, I'm like, yo, can't be going out here in the cold to go practice a dance routine. Like, what's wrong with inside? It's a cat here, so we go outside, I'm freezing. All I got on is a little denim jacket. So we go out there, we putting in work with that. And they call us and we get back in the van. We go out there, we change our clothes. We go out there and we on the set, and then it was wet. It was clay out there because they had to do a scene where it was raining. So man, we go out there, and next thing you know, here go Cole. He come walking up, and I never knew he was that tall.
Yeah, I heard he was tall.
Yeah, he is. And he came out there and we did the scene. It didn't take long at all. So we just started saying thank you.
Yeah. Cool, man. You like you said, your resume is pretty exciting, especially representing the HBCU in the culture of what we do, So shout out to you for being a pioneer in that regard. And
I appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. And being an inspiration, because hopefully this thing here, this video reach a lot of young ladies. So
I hope it does. I love inspiring, and if me sharing what I got going on is of assistance to somebody else, I enjoy that. Because I want to inspire. Because I look at different celebrities' interviews still to this day, and I'm inspired by it. So it's all about uplifting and inspiration. So
for sure. Listen, what does lace the hands? I'm sorry, lace the hands have going right now. What are you doing now? What are you preparing for? I know you're teaching and all that stuff. So what you got going? For the people that don't know.
Well, for those that don't know, I do a lot of recording. I am an artist, singer, songwriter, producer. So I produce all of my material. I write all my stuff out. I am a professional ghostwriter as well for different celebrities. So that comes in, and my own projects I work on that. And right now I'm in the process of like 2 collaborations. Both of them on which I'm behind on, because I'm doing instructing and doing this and doing that. So yeah, so we got some collaborations going on. We got more albums coming forward, more music coming forward. Just a lot of great things in store. It's just about staying active, staying busy with productive things.
Go on, sing something real quick. No, I'm just playing. You ain't gotta do that.
Where everybody can find me at is you can find me on Apple Music, Spotify, literally any place you name.
Okay.
Just type in "Lace the Hands" on there.
I'm gonna do it today. I promise you. You have another download today because I'll be doing it. And listen, I want you to check out somebody. He's one of my former guys, two of my former students. His name is he be at the Percussion Connection. If you ever go in there and see somebody talking crazy, but that man is a talented dude. His name is Brandon Christian. He's
Brandon.
Yeah, check him out. He look.
Okay.
If you look at him, he don't sound like what he look like. Not just playing with you be, but no, he's a bad boy. Yeah, he's a singer. Young, he's playing. He plays snare, so y'all can maybe collaborate on a song with Snare Party. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, he's dope.
Look. How real it is. Just for those, see, I'm big on networking. I got the phone. I'm on my Facebook right now. Get ready to pull it up. Like that's how serious I be. So, Brandon, you see this? Just I'm looking you up. So
yeah,
Brandon.
You can check him out on iTunes. I'm pretty sure you will enjoy what you hear from him. So I gave you a plug, boy. Now I need you to do what I asked you to do now. Time is ticking, Brandon. I'm just playing with you. But yeah.
I see him. Yeah.
See him?
Yeah. I want to make sure I had the right person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guy right here.
Yep, that's Spud.
Well, Brandon, there you go. You're on my phone. And you on so now you can't say no. She looked me up. Yes, I did. It's right.
She did it on air. She did it live.
I did it on the live, so you know it's real.
But yeah. You get a chance, check out some of his stuff on iTunes. He's like I say, he's on my rotation, so I listen to that boy all the time. So
Brandon Christian on iTunes.
Yep, Brandon Christian on iTunes. Yep. What was the quarantine album he did last? I think. Okay, he put so much stuff out. It's like he's an iTuneologist. He's a bad guy. Yep, that's him.
In there. All right, Brandon. I'm gonna
check him out. Yeah, cool. Well, listen, Lace, I appreciate your time, sis. I appreciate the conversation. I definitely want to have you back. Oh, yeah, no problem. No problem at all. Want to have you back as time progresses and the world fully opens back up with COVID. Want to have you back on for some other segments and stuff like that. And once again, I appreciate you. If people want to contact you, if it's okay, I'll put your Facebook information.
Have at it. You can put my Facebook right there, and you can put at Lace the Hands, because that's what they're gonna find me on. Everything else is at Lace the Hands. So
yeah, well, I'm about to
request on Facebook, and you don't get a response. Go ahead, migrate on over to Instagram, because my Facebook account is full.
Yeah,
and I can't have accept nobody else because I'm already maxed out at 5,000, which I hate that. But
see, I should be like me. I went in early. See, don't wait till you get hot. You know what I'm saying? Wait till you gotta go early.
Just go to my IG or whatever and hit the follow button or DM me on there. So
for sure. Cool. We're gonna wrap this thing up, man. I appreciate you for everything once again. I appreciate you, like again, the inspirational thing for the women's movement is Women's Month, Women's History Month. So hey, everything worked out perfect. So cool. So yeah, cool. So for the rest of Chop Nation, always remember the chops don't stop. Peace.